So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So finally time to try out some of the new anniversary legends in PvP. And I had a hard time coming up with some fun idea because I'm still not feeling PvP. I'm not hyped at all. I know Grand Party starts tomorrow. I have a very hard time to motivate myself about that, but it is what it is. But then when I was playing around, I noticed that with using Luffy Yamato and Rare Recruit Tama, I was getting pretty high crit. So I was like, I'm using Free Spirit. I have a pretty high crit. Let's try and revive the old... It was never meta, but the old Free Spirit crit team. And back in the day, the first season of Pirate Rumble, it looks like this. And obviously it looks awful by today's standards, and it was actually bad back then too, but like before PvP released on Global, this was before the sync of course, then the Free Spirit Crit team was getting some traction. Like we didn't really understood everything. Some people on JP used it, it looked cool. But then when it came to Global, like, yeah, we had to accept that it was bad. And the best team back then, Slashers, just easily destroyed it, so. But yeah, the idea is that you stack a lot of crit. I looked back at an old game back then, and you start with like 17 crit. And the cool thing is that the modern Free Spirit Crit team does the same, but it's actually good. So yeah, I've been trying this a little bit, and yeah, no Zoro. I don't like Zoro too much in normal PvP. Might be good in Grand Party because timeouts are okay then, but he's just too passive in normal PvP, and I don't really like fully passive units. But Luffy Yamato are great, not as good as Radio Whitebeard, but they have some good stuff like very good Rumble abilities, unlike Radio Whitebeard who are whatever in that regard. And once you get going, like by the end of the game, then Luffy Yamato are a monster. They just aren't the best first 50 seconds. But they do have that crit in their Rumble ability, which is just a nice bonus, but it does make this possible really. The other one that helps with crit is Tama. She was also one of the OGs back from the first season of Pirate Rumble, and she has a special place in my PvP heart. She's the only like PvP unit I have any sort of attachment to. She's been with me since the start. And yeah, she's mainly used for CT up, but she does give a crit boost, which is why she was part of the OG Free Spirit Crit team. And then we have the crit queen herself, Boa, who is actually pretty good after level limit break. She does death up level 5 and the crit rate, and once you do crit, you do get attack boost as well. So that's an 8 attack boost, and we do crit so easily, so we easily get to that attack boost. So if you add attack up level 8 to this, it's pretty decent. Special is alright. Fixed damage to 3 enemies, 2000 damage. And she does attack up and the crit up, so even more crit. And yeah, this team gets very high crit rate and very high attack, so it does quite a bit of damage. I don't really know exactly how the crit formula works, but in my testing so far, it's pretty good. Free Spirit really lacks in options, I feel like, especially since Luffy and Yamato hogs like all the good Free Spirit units, but I put Roger as sub mainly because if he comes in by the end of the game, you get his CT speed up level 6 as well, so you can get some help with that. And yeah, he just has a pretty good special in general. Okay, let's try and do some battles. That's a very weird team, but sure, why not? I won't really be doing any mirror matches. I did one mirror match against a team that was like the same as me, but less investment and slower, so I figured I have a good chance of winning this. And I was winning big time, but then suddenly we hit 50 seconds on the clock. My opponent's Luffy Yamato launched and targeted my own Luffy Yamato with the defense ignoring damage, so they got knocked out, and if you lose Luffy Yamato with Free Spirit, it's basically GG. Even if Oden is okay, I guess. I really like Tama on the Free Spirit team though now. Her healing keeps her useful throughout the duration of the battle. And yeah, you saw there that Luffy Yamato got hit with the half stats but ignored it. And then took the damage as well. And since they ignored the half damage, Yamato does basically nothing. So that's pretty dope. I really like Sanji. Like, see here when he uses his own special, he will reduce his own CD. So optimally he goes after like Luffy Yamato, but it's not a big deal. Like, Sanji will probably go before Luffy Yamato next time, and then he will just fully charge them. So I've not really seen it as a problem that sometimes Sanji goes before Luffy Yamato, sometimes after. It's just how it is. I just noticed that we actually knocked out Roddy Whitebeard. That's obviously very useful. But yeah, I do feel like in general Free Spirit still lacks some unspecified stuff. Like Luffy Yamato and Sanji, they are awesome, but their partners are not as awesome, to say the least. And that includes Sora, of course, and I know some use V2 Rayleigh. I've never been a fan of him ever in PvP. I use Oden here, and he's definitely the best option to use right now. But I feel like he could easily be replaced in the future. And the fourth unit, like, it's a toss-up what you use. And yeah, I use Boa for this, but can't really say I'll be using Boa long term. We'll have to wait and see. And I still don't know like what I even want to fight with Free Spirit in general. People are using so weird teams. That was very similar to the last one. This is like one of the most scary teams for this, which is the Striker team. This one doesn't have Roddy Whitebeard though, so I'm inclined to try, but this looks pretty annoying. I think Tama can be pretty clutch though, if we can get a well-timed heal here. But yeah, Striker, I don't see why you will use Striker without Roddy Whitebeard, but I never really faced Strikers. They are definitely the worst class to face now in PvP. Before it was a toss-up for me, like Strikers, Int Driven, both were awful. But now with Luffy Yamato at least, we have a pretty good Moria counter. So Int is not as bad now. I've not lost to Int yet with Free Spirit. But yeah, we're going to take some damage now. Sanji, maybe he gets Tama ready actually, we'll see. Healing back that damage would be awesome. Yeah, Tama should launch, wow. Yeah, I said I really dig Tama. With Sanji, she launches her special all the time, so you're basically always close to full HP, which is awesome, especially when you face teams like this. Let's see if we can get a bind with Oden. That also helps a lot. But yeah, said I'm a fan of some synergies that this team has for sure. I forgot to keep up with the crits and everything, but as you see, most times when I do a normal attack, I do a crit, so that basically means that our normal damage does a lot of damage as well, and we do have a high attack with all the buffs. It got down a bit now, but it was very high a little bit ago. And yeah, Tama is just amazing to keep the HP going. Some I know have been saying that Tama just dies right away, but I have not experienced that myself. She usually hangs on quite well. And yeah, that's GG. But yeah, very fun team to use. I'm not really sure how to handle opposing Free Spirit just yet. I feel like the best answer right now is probably Striker, definitely with Roger Whitebeard. Exactly what comp, I'm not really sure about. This should be interesting. Shooters. This is the first time I face shooter with the new Free Spirit, so I really have no idea what to expect. I'd expect to win, but it can be a bit drawn out. And yeah, as you see, we do hit a lot of crits. It'll be interesting to see if it helps against big defensive teams like this. And yeah, we got now what can happen when Luffy Yamato goes before Sanji. And this means that we will get the next Luffy Yamato a bit earlier than otherwise. But yeah, I think Luffy Yamato and Sanji both are amazingly designed units, I must say. They are really good. Took a lot of damage here. Heal back. Oh, is Sanji going down now? That really sucks. Yeah, looks like we might struggle here actually. I didn't see who did that much damage to me. Must have been Ace, I guess. Okay, heal back a bit. Yeah, needed that Luffy Yamato heal. Yeah, this isn't over yet. We just need Luffy Yamato clutch now in the end. And yeah, Luffy Yamato is a great against Usopp Yasop. That's a very RNG matchup otherwise. Wow, they actually survived every hit. That's insane. Maybe Free Spirit is not to play against shooters. Okay, some fixed damage here. We finally got rid of one of them at least. Okay, Roger now for some fixed damage. Oh, no kill really sucks there. Maybe we can pick off the ace at least? Yeah. We definitely need Luffy Yamato again here. I think we're going to clutch it here. Cool. Okay, we actually won. Yeah, that was just actually an exciting matchup. Sanji going down so early was really rough. But yeah, that was very interesting. I thought I'd win a bit easier than that, but that's not how it went. We can do 3 more. A bit longer PvP video than usual, why not? That's a pretty old deck team. Let's see if we can get something more modern. I'm not really feeling the Ditto, but why not try it? It's the rank 1 team too. Let's see how this goes. I have a speed advantage with Tama, but they are going to be really bulky with the Sorrow in particular. So let's see how this goes. In my experience, this is decided by the Luffy Yamato specials. Like who will be the first Luffy Yamato to launch their special past 50 seconds basically. Okay, Odin, sadly we get the Odin RNG. At least we hit 2 of them, so that's something. Okay, Roger to neuter us a bit. That's unfortunate. Sanji before Luffy Yamato, that's good for me. And we get the opposite, so this is a pretty good start. One complaint I have with Sanji is that his buffs are not for the whole team, it's only like a small range. At least the CT up is for everybody. So that definitely helps. Okay, we're back to 22 crits. Let's see how much we can do with that. And yeah, we're back to pretty good HP thanks to Tama. And yeah, crit against Provoke, I guess. Wow, already Odin again. Fortunate, but I got my Odin now. Okay, we hit everybody at least. Bad bind luck. Looks like we're getting the opponents Luffy Yamato before us. That should... Oh, they didn't launch their special, that's great. So we could maybe win now with our own Luffy Yamato. Let's see how much damage we do. That was very low damage. Wow. Roger just keeps launching his special. And yeah, I guess I lose. Well, it's a learning experience. My team can definitely be more bulky, like when you use Tama, you do give up on a lot of bulk, for sure. So I don't think Tama should be used against all comps, but I've tried extensively a bit more thick Free Spirit teams using Sora and stuff like that. And when it goes well, it goes really well, but then suddenly you have that game where it doesn't go that well, and suddenly the timer is at 0 and you're not close to killing your opponent, so... Might be good for some matchup, might be worse for others. All of the Dex teams are so old-fashioned. That's a very easy win. Let's face the old school Free Spirit, I guess. But yeah, it was fun to test this out, but I don't think this is the way to go forward. But honestly, I'm in like Discord where people talk about what to use with Free Spirit. Like, we're all in agreement that Free Spirit looks very strong, but we also agree that Free Spirit does lack the units besides Luffy Yamato and Sanji mainly. Like I said before, one thing they also very much lack is PvP rare recruits. They basically have no good one. Like, I like Tama, but Tama is not for every team. So having more options, especially for the bench, because if there's no bench units, you end up using 5 legends instead, and that's not always the best. And yeah, this is going pretty good. Yeah, we'll see. The PvP Sugo should be pretty soon. Like, on Monday starts the final, or not Monday, but soon the final block starts. And with the final block well, this is the final block, but for the finals we should be getting a Sugo. Should be when Grand Party ends like usual. And as said, Grand Party starts same day as Super Boss Kizuna. I really hate that, but it is what it is. Okay, let's decide the final opponent for the day. I want to avoid Dittos. I don't believe in Dittos in general, facing the same team. Obviously, the Free Spirit team is pretty popular right now on defense. That looks very weird. We basically just face that. Ditto. Yeah, okay, this is low points, but let's try again some int. It's not the optimal int, but yeah, I can show you that Free Spirit is pretty good against int. This is like when you try out teams, you're thinking, when will I use this? And the way I say Free Spirit is like the new good stuff team. Like before it was slashers, maybe strikers. Now I feel like if you don't know what team to pick, you pick Free Spirit. But to counter specific teams, I definitely think Free Spirit is the way to go against any form of driven team. A lot of the new legends also have damage reduction against driven units, which helps a lot, of course. But the main thing is that Moria can't screw over your main damage dealer like he can with any other comp. So, Banyan has handled one of the main villains of PvP. Let's see if they handle the next one, which is obviously Radio Whitebeard. Still the best unit in PvP, for sure. And heal back up. Yeah, I really love how Tama keeps the HP up. And yeah, Sanji used the perfect moment. But yeah, Sanji reducing his own CT as well is so busted. Like, he's an incredible unit in general. Like you feel kind of bad for Zoro. Like, Sanji definitely more useful in both PvP and PvE. And most people were like expecting the most hype Zoro ever, and they fumble it. Let's see if we can wrap it up with this special. No, but we get one kill at least. But yeah, that's a bit what I'm talking about with Luffy Yamato. Like, sure, they have some very good strong points, as I went over before, but in terms of killing power, they are nothing compared to Radio Whitebeard. Like, Radio Whitebeard will have just killed 2 units right away. Not always though against int driven, because he has the chance of getting half stat by Moria, which is the main reason you don't like facing Moria in general. But yeah, there we broke through, and GG. Hope you enjoyed this little Free Spirit crit showcase. I don't feel like the crit ended up mattering much, but always a decent option. There are other options as well to run. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.